Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Endzone 2. You join us once again in Riverview. We have a few things that we're going to do today. So mainly we're almost finished clearing out the scrap that's here, so we're going to have a look at that very soon. Currently the radiated settlers is starting to increase here. They don't have a lot in terms of radiation protection, so we are going to need to set that up very soon. And I have an idea over here at the iron wall where there's quite a lot of fertile soil. So what we're going to do is we are going to build a brand new plantation over here. So we want to grab the upgraded plantation. Now this could all be done with food, and then over here we're going to put in the upgraded plantation in this space. We'll kind of level it off around about there. Once that plantation is built, we're going to start producing latex and stuff there as well. Get a vulcanizer up and running so we can continue producing even more of the stuff that we need to make sure that these settlements remain viable and protected from radiation. Now, like I've said, we already have radiation protection being produced in Newtown and Crimson Canyon, so it makes sense to have even more of that being produced in other settlements. At this moment in time, though, if we have a quick look back over here, we are missing some materials. It is iron tools that we're missing. So I'm just going to grab this buggy here. We're going to drive up and we are going to get what we need. I am currently creating 2 new buggies at this vehicle workshop. They're going to create a very important trade route between our Zone 2 settlements. We do have that large area in the middle that we have yet to start work on, and that is going to be my brand new major settlement. So we've got something right in the middle there where we're going to maybe pool all of our resources. Now the great thing about that settlement is that there is an old warehouse there that once restored will give us a really nice boost to things. We'll be able to have a lot of stuff in that space. And we're also going to need to have a look at what we can do to boost up our defenses here. So I found a perfect location for a brand new bunker, which we're going to place just on this crossroads here, because that should give us a really good foothold, because we know that a lot of the raiders that come in through Zone 2 drive past this space here. So if we can get a bunker there, once we've got some more scrap in, which actually the iron wall has plenty of scrap. So we're just going to drop off, oh, that's a buggy on a trade route dropping off some paper. We should have a buggy arriving now. Not that one, this one. Yeah, I think this is the one. Yeah, it has just arrived. So they're going to drop off iron tools. We're going to slow things down. We're then going to build that plantation. And then over here, we can have a look at what we're going to do for the farming area here. And we're going to change that seed to natural latex. Then we're going to plant farms to create that natural latex. And that should help us start building a rubber production here. Once that upgraded plantation is done, we're going to do another natural latex there so we can get a really nice, decent supply of natural latex coming in early doors. Right, we'll load this vehicle, the Pioneer here, up with scrap. Then we'll head back out to that crossroads and we will place down a brand new bunker. Now we've got a couple of little kind of loot areas that we can get to here as well. So I'm just going to see if I can put in another bunker there. No, what about there? Surely that's going to go in. Once we've got a bit more lead, I think that will work. Good. Right, so we'll bring this vehicle up to here, and I think there are maybe some weapons that we can put in place here. We've got a light machine gun, the heavy cannon, that's what I want. So we're going to go and arm this turret here with that heavy cannon. Arm the building. There we go. Right, that is now up and running. Good. Right, let's just loot some more ruins around this space here. And we'll drop off that stuff. There's some tools there. We can't do anything with them. And then looking over here, we still have a little bit of scrap left there that our scrapyard in this area is getting rid of. 354 units of scrap. Once that's cleared out, we're going to rearrange some of the things around here. That'll be very useful as well. So our swamp farms are doing pretty well, but at the moment, nothing much going through there. It looks like up at the top here, that was a raider just kind of going through. There it is, Mike the Mega Devourer. He has a Reaper there. And I think this is actually from an attack that there's another one somewhere. Just see something. Can't tell if that's another vehicle. But anyway, over here in this middle area, we've got an old warehouse and a decaying mine. Now the mine will produce coal, and the old warehouse will give us a really nice boost to the amount of resources that we can have in storage. So that is useful. Now these 2 buggies are complete, so that's good. We're going to bring them over to Newtown, and we're going to kit them out with weapons. So we're going to give them both heavy cannons. Well, we can give a heavy cannon and a heavy machine gun. So if we drop that back in there, we'll arm the heavy machine gun to this one. And then this one, we should be able to arm them with the heavy cannon. Good. So they are now set up and ready to go. We're going to keep them at home for now, because once we get a trade route set up here, the basic idea of this is to drop off all of the... We have a quick look here. The herbs, we've got 1,500 herbs. We're going to send the 1,500 herbs to the Iron Wall, and they are then going to use the restored medicine factory to turn that those herbs into medicine. Now, at the moment here, we've got a load of huts in the Iron Wall, but we don't have a shelter. Oh, we do have a shelter. So I'm going to build another shelter here. The shelter is actually really, really useful. So having that in is giving me a really nice boost to the population whilst still being able to maintain a nice even footing there. We've also got the decontaminators in, which is good. And then over here at this upgraded plantation, this one is now built as well. So we have people who are ready to work in there. They're going to start grabbing some latex. And then we want to change the seed again to natural latex, and we're going to place a load of those farms in here, taking us up to 100. We'll put people into work there. As soon as that population starts to increase, we will be getting natural latex being produced here. We'll then add in an upgraded material production, and then we can really get stuff going. So we've got more plantations there. We are also going to have to put in yet another plantation, and we're going to put this one here and another one just on the edge here, probably there. Then if we run a road that goes up to that space there, and then just kind of looping around to frame everything, we can then start producing some reeds in this location that we can then turn into cloth, and that cloth will then be used to create some activated carbon masks and rubber gloves. Now we've got plenty of charcoal being produced here as well, which is really useful because we can then turn that into the filters that we need for those activated carbon masks. Now this buggy, we are going to drop off whatever they can. There we go, nice and easy. And then we're going to head back out to this location and just loot some of these residual buildings in this location as well. Once that's loaded up, we can have a look at what other areas we can potentially take stuff from. There's another one here. And then obviously that's our bridge into zone 3, which we will at some point be able to repair. Right now we're just going to save it because we have things that we would like to be safe while we can do everything else in this location. I'm just going to continue loading up whatever I can as we drive around. And once we are full up, we're going to drop this off at our new settlement here. That's an expedition, so we're not going to do that yet. And then we've got another little ruin to loot and some more as we continue around. And this is just going to be a nice way for us to bulk in and clear out a few of the areas here. Obviously there's still some left over. We'll swing back around another time and get these done. We've got 2 end zones here, which is really useful, and then just another smaller series of loot areas that we can grab stuff from here. There we go. And then we'll just drive up to our connecting point here at Riverview and drop this stuff off. There we go. Now, do we have a cemetery here? I think we do. Yeah, there we go. We've got a graveyard. So that's good. The upgraded workshop is starting to produce scrap tools, which we need. And then we've got iron tools there as well. So looking pretty good so far. And then we have these 2 buggies, which are the ones that are ready to go and trade out somewhere else. So I'm going to move the little convoy that we've got over to this location here, and they can just kind of stand guard. Right, let's head back over here where it looks like, if we have a quick look at our scrapyard, they've got a very small amount of scrap left to get. Obviously, that's being turned into plastic at a very slow rate. Lizzie Rasmus is coming in, but we don't know where from. I reckon that's zone 3. Now, the thing we're looking at the minute is zone 3 might now be absolutely full of raiders. So that could make things very difficult for us when we get this bridge finally constructed. So it might be worth us getting our pioneer over to this bridge and actually building some turrets immediately. But because we don't have the lead, we can't actually do that right now. So let's have a look again then over at this plantation where we're going to put in our reeds. not reeds, fibers, because we can then turn that into cloth, and that will then give us a really nice amount of cloth to play around with. That is now done. Again, we put 3 into here. We've got lots of people ready to go to work, so that is very useful. And we've got a drought coming in our main kind of zone 1 space. So right now the iron wall is bringing in quite a nice amount of water and food, so we don't need to worry about that at this moment in time. And what that actually gives us the opportunity to do is put in an expanded weaving mill in this location. Now they're not near water production, but we can build a new well, so we're going to do that as well. And we will go with the upgraded well just in this location here. Then we can put a, maybe we should put a rain collector in here as well. We'll stick a rain collector there. Then we'll go to our logistics and we will put in a water tower and a upgraded material depot in that space as well. So we now have an expanded weaving mill that is going to make use of the water. It's also then going to turn the fibers into cloth. Once we've got that cloth, that can then go into our upgraded tailors workshops, and we can really get some stuff going here in terms of, you know, bringing in all of the extra goods that we really need. So we've got cloth production there, so I can put the weaving mill right there as well. And then we will add in another upgraded charcoal kiln right here. That wants to be next to wood production, so we'll place that down. Then we will place a wood cutting lodge right there, and we will also put in a tree nursery right there. Then we can get a little gravel path that comes up to here and just tucks out there, and that's everything kind of in place, which is really good. So we're not going to get that lumberjack's hut to work yet because we need to plant an entire forest in this location. So once that's done, we'll have our tree nursery just start making forested area in this space here. Then our upgraded tailors workshop, we're going to get them to work producing activated charcoal masks. And then over here, the upgraded charcoal kiln, we put 1 person to work in that. We don't necessarily need a large number of people here. Then we'll get 1 in the woodcutting lodge and 2 in the tree nursery. They'll plant trees in this space, and the lumberjacks, we're going to send them a little bit further afield. We'll have them just go to the edge of this forest here, so they actually can get some work done. Charcoal kiln is fine. That's just going to tick away. We need 1 person to work in the upgraded well. You've got the rain collector up and running as well. So when it does rain, we will collect that water. Looking over at Newtown, they are starting to lose a little bit of stuff. So we'll grab the mule here and we will head down to the water treatment plant. And Crimson Canyon is really struggling for water. How long is this drought? 1 minute left. I think we'll be okay. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. But Crimson Canyon, when they do get water back, we are going to need to get a few more people working in that upgraded jetty. And potentially, let's build yet another one, just so that we've got stuff coming in. Actually, we do have an upgraded jetty somewhere else. Is this it? There we go. That's maxed out as well. So we do have to be very careful with that. So maybe a rainwater collector is another good thing to have. So let's just slide that in that space there. It is right next to a depot, so that's going to be really useful. And again, like I said, when it rains, we will get a nice amount of water coming in as well. So let's load that up, and then we will head over to, not Newtown, we'll send the mule back to Crimson Canyon. And everybody looking good for water, so that is useful. What's this? What do you want? Upgraded lumberjacks. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, we'll upgrade the lumberjacks work, and then we've got the tree nursery there. That is now starting to plant trees in this space, so they'll grow quite rapidly. Then if we go back over to Riverview, that scrap surely now should be on its way out. 66 units of scrap left. That building will get cleared, and then we can maybe redesign the little industrial area that is part of Riverview, because currently it's a bit of a mess, and I would like to kind of adjust things here a little bit. We've obviously got a wood cutting lodge right there in the middle of stuff, and we don't want that to be the case. So it's probably a good idea for us now to get all of that sorted. Once that goes, that's when I'll do that replanning. We'll probably do that next episode. So looking at how everything's going now, Iron Wall is starting to produce activated carbon masks. It is not a great turnover, but if we get more people working in the upgraded tailor's workshop, that will sort itself out. The other thing we're going to need to do here, as you have probably just noticed, the decontamination stations are going to need to go in here as well. So let's add that in and make sure that they are covering a large enough area to help these people survive. Mike, the Mega Devourer, is on his way. He's going to run straight into our convoy, though. So we are going to bring our vehicles up to this location. I think whatever was over here has now been taken out pretty quickly. Yeah, by our vehicles, which is good. And then Mike will have another one that's coming out to us now. I think we're full up of guns and weaponry, so that is good. That means we can actually bring all of those vehicles and grab some more items that we can sell to Ole Sorensen. There they go. They're going to run straight into us and be absolutely destroyed. Good, right. So over here, we are going to build. We can't build a mule. We don't have enough iron. We can't build a nomad because we don't have enough iron. But actually, we just go and quickly trade to grab some iron. We should be able to do that. Let's quickly exchange some goods with this settlement. We're going to grab the one heavy machine gun that's in there. We're also going to grab a bunch of hemp. And we'll do the same in this one. Again, loading up with hemp. Then we'll head down to our friend Rusty Rolf. And we'll take that sort of stuff from him as well. Hopefully get us some iron bars. And we can quickly turn them into stuff that we can then use. I don't want these vehicles to despawn because the weaponry that they have, I mean, even though there's only the 2 units of weapons there, we get them. That's going to be really useful as well. So we should now just be getting to Rusty Rolf there, and we'll enter our trading post, and we will once again, we'll give him all of that stuff, and we'll try and bring in a little bit of iron. Get 20 units of iron from that. 24, that's great. Then again, the same here, but they're going to trade a heavy machine gun as well, so we should get a little bit more iron from him. Quite a lot, actually. That's very good. 40 units of iron. We'll carry out that trade and then we'll leave and we will head back up to Newtown where there are some damaged buildings. It looks like this upgraded workshop needs iron ore to get repaired, which is great because we're about to drop off a nice bunch of that. And that is going to keep us really well topped up. Then we'll trade this here, drop off the iron, drop off some more iron there. And we will build 2 nomads. Some bigger vehicles for us then, and then we'll come out again over the bridge. We'll have our little buggies grab the weapons that have been dropped from this vehicle, like so. Get a little bit of scrap in there as well, and then we'll head back on over to the south side here where this one was taken out as well. Bit of a, like, you know, ramshackle episode kind of quickly put together here today, but we have actually made some really good progress in our settlements. They're going to get like really solidified now and get quite a bit of traction going, so it means we can really get some stuff happening in each of them. Like over here, what do they need at the decontaminator? They need iron tools, which is going to be one of the major things that we need to produce very quickly. And because we don't really have access to a lot of iron mines, it's probably going to be worth us getting into Zone 3 sooner rather than later. We're getting all of our kind of like iron tools are being produced in one location, and then, oh dear, that's not what I wanted to do. Right, let's drop these back off there and then carry on along your route, please. Hopefully our buggies should be coming back now. We've got quite a lot of vehicles on the map, so it's taking us a while to, there they are, here they come, coming back in now. Good. So we'll drop those things off. We'll keep the light machine gun. We'll take some iron tools. And then we'll head back out to the iron wall. And that's an upgraded decontaminator that we're starting to build. Then we can have a quick look at our radiation overlay because you can see this area is looking pretty good. Our main kind of residential space needs some work. And then we also have a decontaminator out here that is focused on that space there. This one then is going to have to kind of just adjust a little bit so that it can catch that space, and that just about covers the whole settlement. Yeah, so that's good. That gives us a nice little foothold. Obviously up here as well, we could do with actually putting in another one. Didn't really want to do, but we do need it. We can't have contamination, really. So we're missing, again, iron tools, even though I'm pretty sure we've just... that's what's happened. A trade has happened. Oh, no, we just haven't actually dropped them off. There we go. Now they're in. And we can build these and then build this one. So now we've got decontaminators all over the place. We've got people who can work in them. We're going to bring one out of that one. And once this one is built, we can have more people working in each of them. So that's good. That's worked out pretty well. And our scrapyard is now done. So next episode, we'll demolish this scrapyard now. We'll also demolish the upgraded workshop because we're going to change where that is. We'll demolish the graveyard because we're going to change where that is. This wood cutting lodge can go. I reckon actually we can demolish everything here in preparation for rebuilding and reorganizing. Good. Right, let's have a quick look at our roads because we can do with demolishing some here. We don't need these ones anymore, so we'll get rid of them. And then we'll put in one road that kind of links everything up here. So we're going to come down to here maybe, and then just dip across. Probably not going to stay like that because I would like to kind of keep things looking a little bit nicer, and we want to fit a few more houses into that space as well. So we've done that. So let's have a look again. So we want to build a new scrapyard, and we're going to build this scrapyard quite far away because we are going to put a recycling center right next to it. There we go. That is going to be the basis for how things are going to look moving forward. So we'll speed that up until they're built. And then we can come back next episode once they're constructed and fill in the rest of the areas around it. Because we do want to be producing tools here. We need a tool workshop. But until we have things sorted, I'm also going to stick a little wood cutting lodge just on the edge here. And then next to that wood cutting lodge, we'll put a tree nursery out the back. Then that tree nursery can kind of really focus on keeping a forested area up where that copper mine is. So that's useful. Then we'll finish off this little industrial area next episode. The other thing that we want to do is really try and get some farming and stuff done. Not farming. We want to get the power taken around. So we're starting to build up a nice little amount of protective clothing in the iron wall. The next step is to get a vulcanizer built and start producing rubber, which we can then use to make these rubber gloves. And for all that, we'll need another tailor's workshop. So let's get that started now. We can put in an upgraded tailor's workshop just in the corner here. It's right next to cloth and coal production. So again, that's very useful. And we'll finish off with the vulcanizer, which can go in. It's got to be near natural latex production, and we have natural latex production just in the corner there. Will this fit down that side? Not without demolishing the school, unless we change the road. That's what we'll do. We'll change where the road is, so we'll get rid of this one. We will build our vulcanizer here, and then we can start creating rubber. Now all of this is quite close to the town, so I'm hoping that this doesn't cause any sort of pollution. Environment, yes, there we go. It is causing pollution from that hut there. So I think we're going to need to move the vulcanizer as well. So let's just demolish that straight away, because I don't want to interfere with my settlers too much. And if we can, I'd like the vulcanizer to be away from that space. So let's get that in down here. Still in range of that there. But there, it's not actually in range. It just means that our road network looks a little bit silly. So we can put a road that comes along here and then links up there. That works. That's good. Right, so this upgraded tailor's workshop, we're going to change their mode to the rubber glove. And our vulcanizer should be ready to produce rubber. And that's really, really useful. So we're getting plenty of natural latex in, which will then turn into rubber, which we can then use to create rubber gloves. And that is going to see things starting to really look nice. Now, looking over at Crimson Canyon, they're still struggling for water. They're not able to create enough. Did I build a new jetty? I built the rain collector, but not a jetty. So let's quickly build that before the next drought comes. And I think we can fit this on the outskirts there. there. That'll do. Then we'll just run a little road that comes to here. And then through the power line. Nice. Then once that's constructed, we'll get someone working in it. And hopefully just before that drought comes, we'll have it sorted. So we'll say goodbye. Mike the Mega Devourer is making a charge on us right now. So that's something that we're going to have to be very careful of. He's coming after us, but again, he's been taken out before he's had a chance to destroy any of my vehicles. So that's really good as well. That gives us some more stuff that we can place in, but we'll go and sort that out before our next episode. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you for the next episode of Endzone 2. Bye-bye.